Hello, I'm Kerry Loeb, and for the past 8 years, I've been guiding people who are considering a move to Mexico. And one of the ways I do this is through this mini Mexican Spanish series. All of these lessons are designed to help you integrate more smoothly into the Mexican culture. So today, I'm going to teach you the various and most popular ways to say, "How are you?" in Spanish. Now, when I refer to Mexican Spanish, I'm distinguishing it from other forms of Spanish. Many online Spanish programs focus on Spain's version of Spanish, or sometimes Latin American Spanish, which can differ from the Mexican variety. For example, the Spanish spoken in Colombia or Nicaragua can sound quite different than Mexican Spanish. And this doesn't mean that these programs are not useful. It's quite the opposite. But be aware that some words, expressions, and pronunciations may differ from what is commonly used here in Mexico. So in these lessons, I'm going to teach you the phrases I commonly hear when speaking to Mexicanos or over here while I'm out and about on a daily basis. So the more you can use these phrases that the locals use, the more you'll be accepted and integrated into the Mexican culture. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Before we dive in, I also share language tips and advice on moving to Mexico on my Facebook page, Making Mexico Your Home. And you can click on the link below to request to join that group. For those of you considering a move, I also run the website Expat Pathway Mexico, where you'll find more useful resources, including my blog and a way to sign up for my monthly e-newsletter. Again, just click on the link below to explore more. Okay, now let's jump in to the different ways to say, "How are you?" in Mexican Spanish. The phrase, "How are you?" that is most commonly taught is "cómo está?" or "cómo estás" in the less formal form. So let's say it now. ¿Cómo está? Or ¿cómo estás? This is used quite a bit, but in daily Mexican life, it is not the one that is used the most. So know that in many cases, when you use a greeting like "cómo está," it's the most formal way to say "how are you?" And it is used when speaking with elderly Mexicanos or professionals, or maybe people that you just don't know very well. By adding the S and saying "cómo estás," it becomes more informal. And this is used more with people you know a little bit, or with waiters, maybe taxistas, bus drivers, cleaning ladies, children, etc. But the phrase that I hear more often than "cómo estás" and is also informal is "¿qué tal?" Okay, let's say it. ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal is kind of like "how's it going?" or "what's up?" It's friendly and informal. You will hear it very often in Mexico, and feel free to use it very often as well. Again, with the exception of when you're speaking to an older person or a professional. Next one is "cómo andas?" Okay, let's say it. "Cómo andas?" This is kind of on the same level in terms of friendliness and informality as "qué tal?" I don't hear it quite as often as "qué tal?", but it is used. Andas comes from the verb andar, which means to walk or to go. So it means, "Hey, how's it going?" "¿Qué onda?" is the next one. Let's say it. "¿Qué onda?" This is used amongst friends and people you're familiar with. It's a bit slangy. It's another way of saying, "Hey, what's up?" And finally, "Que tranza?" Okay, let's say it. "Que tranza?" This is probably the most informal or slang greeting that we've learned so far to be used with friends. It is loosely translated again as "what's up?" Most times I hear this, it will be more with people of the younger generation. It really has a laid back, slangy, friendly vibe. So let's say there's a waiter I've met a few times at a restaurant. I might walk in and just say, "Hola, ¿qué tranza, güey?" What's going on, dude? Kind of means that. And he looks at me like, how did that old gringo know that expression? While he's laughing a lot at the same time. I do something like this all the time. I use expressions that they use a lot with each other, but that gringos mostly aren't taught when they're learning Spanish. But remember, the most informal or the more informal expressions would not be used with professionals, maybe people you don't know very well, or elderly people. So now, let me tell you what happens to me when I use these expressions. When I'm walking down the street in San Miguel, almost daily, one or more of the locals will either be driving or walking by, and they'll say, "Hey, ¿qué onda?" or "¿Qué tranza, Carlitos?" That's my name. Carlitos, my name here in Mexico. And they're smiling and laughing, and so am I. Mexicans really love to laugh and play. And when you can engage with them on this level, they will not forget you the next time you see each other. Now, I very seldom remember their names, so I always just say amiga or amigo because that's what they are to me and me to them. Using these expressions appropriately will have you feeling very much at home in the Mexican culture. Okay, let's say these out loud one more time. All right, we're going to go from the most formal to the most informal or the most slang. You ready? Everybody ready? Okay, here we go. ¿Cómo está? Or ¿Cómo estás? ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo andas? ¿Qué onda? Or ¿Qué tranza? Okay, very good. So I'm going to repeat the three main steps that I use to learn Spanish. And I'll probably, like I said, I'm probably going to repeat this in every video so you'll get it. Number one is write it down. Keep a notebook of new words and expressions that you learn. Number two, review it. Regularly go over your notes and practice speaking out loud. These can be words or expressions you learn in these lessons or wherever you learn it. Take those first two steps. And then number three, speak it. Use new words and phrases in real interactions, maybe at a store checkout, with a taxi driver, anywhere. Mexicans really appreciate the effort, and you may even make a new friend. Speaking these words and expressions out loud reinforces your learning, and it makes it easier for you to remember them. Okay, so next time we're going to learn all the ways to say goodbye. All right, enjoy your journey into Mexican culture and language. Nos vemos. Adios.